Mhm. Hopefully that's not enough. All right. So welcome into Philadelphia Walks PTSD. My name is Sharon Cole, or Sharon or Cole, or whatever you refer to me. It's no big deal. Been called everything under the sun: rat, pig, horse, cow, dog, kangaroo, what have you. Doesn't matter. In a good way. I don't care. Don't know what they mean, and everybody thinks they're part of a gang or a group or what have you, and they think they cornered the market on the definitions for those words, and then they find out, oh well, the blue gang thinks that the word dog or pig means this, and the red gang thinks it means this, so it blows it out of the water, and that's the name of the game in America. So anyway, I something came up yesterday, and I recalled something that's I consider a very big deal, and I think most people would, especially if they're parents. I happen to be a child of a parent who was on the losing end of a situation, if you will, if you want to look at it that way. It depends on how many factors you bring into play, but anyway, and how you look at the world. Um, but say you're a very proud father and you have three daughters or two girls, two boys, whatever, it doesn't matter. But say you're really proud of the fact that you think you're a good father and everything else. And for some reason, your wife decides you're not good enough any longer, and she actually words it that way, and leaves you for someone else. Of course, that person would be a schmuck, right? If you're not expecting it and you feel like a loser. And then say they create this little family. She gets to keep the kids, and you get to visit them. Maybe they visit with you or what have you every other week or less, or maybe just on the summers or what have however things work these days. And you realize these kids who were young-ish at the time, say they were toddlers, um, they've created this cute little home, and you're on the outs, right? You're outside looking in, and they're calling this new parental father figure as dad, as opposed to by that person's first name. Say that person's name was Sam, right? Instead of saying Sam or referring to that person as a stepfather, um, they start calling him dad. So how would you feel as the guy who's a very proud father with some other guy butting in, laying down all the rules, scolding your kids, handling them the whole 9 yards, and you are over here like in, I'm guessing, severe anguish and pain? There would have to be a lot of mental gymnastics, a lot of brain twisting, if you will, to sort of get over that. The opposition would call it an ego hump, but they're the ones with an ego. That is a lot to overcome in the brain, to have your own kids calling someone else daddy. Ouch. The same goes for moms. And then say on top of that, say that guy, this new schmuck, if you will, Sam, writes in his business profile, and I live with my 4 kids, and say the guy never even had kids, or say he has like one child that's his biological child from a previous marriage. I live at home with my wife, and he calls her a first wife as opposed to a second wife or what have you, and 4 kids. And the assumption would be from people who don't know the family that well that that guy actually gave birth to or provided his semen, if you will, for 4 kids, when really, maybe at best, maybe he provided for one of the children and somebody else created the 4 kids. So, and revert even for women. Say you read the description of a woman who stole your husband, and she writes in her job description that she loves being at home and cooking for her 5 kids, and 3 of those kids don't belong to her. She never gave birth to them. People would assume that that woman gave birth to 5 kids if they don't know any better, if they don't know the family personally. And then who's erased in the equation? The woman who actually gave birth to 3 of those kids. And it's like, it's falsifying truth. Like and I know that there's logic on the other side. They want to make it seem, I don't know why they want to make it seem a certain way, or it's this weird thing of, oh, I just wrote it up really quick and I didn't know how to word it. And instead of saying, I love staying at home, and baking with my daughter and my husband's two daughters or my two stepdaughters when they visit during the summers or on every other weekend. Or if the schmuck guy, if he could say, oh, I love going skiing with my with my daughter or son and my second wife's 4 kids. They're a joy to be around. There's nothing negative. There's no negative connotation about maintaining the truth, preserving integrity. What's wrong with just saying these are someone else's kids and I happen to like being around them? You're allowed to say that. But give credit where credit's due. If you gave birth to one child, make it known that you only gave birth to one child. It really does hurt other people. And those people are forced to go along. Well, we can't ruffle. I don't want to create a bad environment, so we don't want to ruffle. Kids are like, okay, I don't want to ruffle feathers, and I'll get in trouble if I were to challenge this person. And the exes are like, okay, I could challenge them, but then I seem like the bad-mouthing other parent who's creating a hostile environment for the kids when really they created the hostile environment. They're the instigators. The people who don't really tell the whole truth and give an excuse like, well, I don't know how to word it and I just hurried up, and they're instigating. They are hurting people, either very consciously or half consciously. I really don't know what to say. But it's sort of akin to saying, well, I think that people need to just let it go. They would say this to the original dad or the original mom. Just let it go and accept that we raped and pillaged you. So I would say back to them, whenever bad things happen, like, we will take those kids back and you'll have to accept it. We will take your child and steal her from you. We will even make sure a genealogy book is erroneous to make it look like your child belongs to me. That's how bad it is. So just let it go. Just accept the fact that I will continue to be on YouTube reporting stuff like this on a regular basis without implicating anyone specifically, but saying, I don't think so. You will have to accept the fact that I'm going to keep talking and I will keep living. I'm an extremely healthy person and I will keep doing this until I get what's rightfully mine. And I'm going to go up to $30 million. Thank you so much. And just accept it. It's okay. Let it go. Just let it go. Thanks.